Hello, 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 and welcome back to another live stream. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing well. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Well, I guess technically not the week. The week in terms of working. We're halfway through the work week. Over. Yes. Technically it's over. Anyway. it's like the question of like, is 5 average? Well, depends on your scale. If it starts at 1, if it's 1 to 10, then 5 is an average. Technically 5.5 is average, but you can't select 5.5. So you're always just a little bit under, a little bit over. So 6 and 5 are effectively the same in this regard. They might as well both be the center. They're both average. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm okay. I'm okay. Hope your day is doing well though. Yesterday we made a nice looking environment that we need to finish today. Hopefully. I'm hoping we're going to finish it today. Because our hub is mostly done. We just need to take care of some stuff. But I was also thinking, which is dangerous, I know, but I was thinking I might want to add a training dummy where you can test weapons and stuff. Now the weapons testing is cool. Like, yeah, I can test out the weapons, but I was thinking, like, what could I do? A one where I can test cards. And that's definitely feature creep. Oh, that would definitely be feature creep to test out cards, especially if I wanted them to stack and things of that nature. So I probably won't do that, but I was like, I probably want to do a training dummy so when you equip a weapon, you can like try it out, see how it functions before going to the dungeon. Yeah. Just a thought I had. Whether or not it's a good thought is debatable, but I put that down on the list. And if I figure out a way of doing like card checks, if you will, down the line, that's, you know, better and easier. Well, not better and easier, just easy to set up. I might do that, but that seems like a whole thing That is not really going to need to be part of the gameplay and more just like, hey, test things out, but you can just test them out in the game. You know, it's just faster to test them in the hub, I guess. We'll figure things out later. For now, though, we get to go to Unreal. Look at where we are. I actually like this environment. I actually like this. I know it's crazy, but I actually made something that I don't, immediately hate, which is, again, crazy. So today, we're going to be finishing up this island and this island, connecting this all up, and then we'll have our little section. I wonder if I should put in a few more of these little hole areas. They're kind of nice. I don't know where I'd put them in. And maybe I'll put them in like here. But I think it's fine. We can always adjust things later. Okay, let's go ahead and let's first go in here and turn on the border. And let's get these stairs positioned. Once we have the stairs in, it'll be easier to figure things out from there. And what's the height of this? Just one less. Okay, so to connect it, let's move this over. We can do something like this. Bring this over. And then we can adjust this section. Let's grab all the things that we need. Oh, can I? Thank you. So we need this. Now, why are we not cutting out where we want? It's because we're not lined up, right? Because we're not lined up? I think so. I think that's right. If I go ahead and deselect it, the red lines line up. Yep. We have the walls. Looking good. Okay. So that's these stairs. Do I move it a little over? A little over. Cut that out as well. And then instead, we're gonna do... There we go. I think that feels a little bit better. Okay, so now we have that, and now we need this. So then we need to go up to this level. And do I want a small island here? Between the two, or I could do or I can do a small island with two half step sizes, right? As we take a look at this, that is pretty much the right size. So that's this. So this is at 8 tall. So what we could do is do a 5, I think it is. Six. What is this? Why do we have these floating ones? What is this? There you go. Six. Okay. So we could do something like this. The only problem is if where it connects. So what you need to do is probably move it here, and then we can have a little island in between. Do I want to connect it here? I could connect it to this way. This was the plan originally. So let's do... If we have a little tiny one, it will give me an option of connecting it here like this. Down the line. I always wish this was inverted. Could I? I mean, I could, but then I could, I guess, do this. Ho. Ho ho ho. Why are there so many police outside? I don't know if you guys can hear it. Oh, dear God, there's so many. I need to have this line up. Why is this not lined up? Okay, you're good. You are good now. Okay. And then here, what we'll do is cut away a little bit of this island. And just leave it to be one set of stairs. Why did you do that? Why did... Yeah, let's do... We have a cutout here. And then... start with something like this. The police are still coming. Jesus Christ. Or fire trucks or something. Oh, that's fire trucks. I can tell they're fire trucks at this point. There's a big fire probably somewhere around here. Well, I guess not necessarily around here, but just in general from this direction. All right, yeah, something like that. Just kill this hard edge. I just didn't want it to be so repetitive, I guess. Let's go with that. I think that's okay. Grab all the things. There's another another one that I hear. Jesus Christ. Why are they? I kind of want to look out and just see, like, hey, this is like, I hear them going away far enough where I stop hearing them. So I guess it's probably not here, but yeah, I don't hear them anymore. So must be not near here, but they're just going through here where I am. This. It cuts out those in that area. Good, good, good. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Let's test it out. We don't have anything to put on this island. Because where maybe I'll put a training dummy, but at the same time, like maybe I'd want it next to the weapons at the same time. So it's hard to say. Hard to say where I'd want it. Figure it out later. Well, figure it all out later. It's fine. Why does this... Ah, now it goes out all the way. Okay, let's push this out. Let's do one of these maybe. There's not gonna be any way for me to get a single row on the left, is there? Oh my god, there is. Can we do a little row on the right? Aha! I don't know. This kind of design we haven't had on the other one, so I was like, okay, let's do one that's inverted. Nothing special beyond that. Let's go ahead and create the path right away on this one. You're going there. You're going there. And now we make a little windy path. Just need to bring this a little down so that way it encompasses all of it. Over. Yeah. Good, but I want it wider. Just a smidge wider. It becomes almost like a straight diagonal, I will say. The bend is kind of disappearing, so maybe do something like it's hard to do a bend out in that direction. It's easier this way. Okay, in that case, what if we bent this more? Like that. That's not bad. I think that's not bad. Yeah, I didn't want it to be straight, so I think we got it. Okay, for the hole here, let's go ahead and grab stone. Those are the main ones. Oh, where's the cutout? Should be another one of those. Where's the cutout one? I don't see it. Easier to see this? No. Okay. Ah, there it is. I don't know why it selects different locations. You have to like deselect it and reselect it. Splines, I think, is the culprit. But I don't like it. Can't do anything about it. But I don't like it. There we go. Okay. So we take this. And connect them up. Let's see. What do we do on this one? This one I feel like should kind of go a little bit diagonal. But this is the one that it should be is broken up, so I'm not gonna have it go very far. Yeah, just something like that. I think that's okay. And then we'll need to create a path here. course, it is not properly connecting. Why is it not going all the way? Come on. Further. There we go. Mm-hmm. That's not bad. I don't know how I feel about it being fully connected side to side there, but it's not bad. Thinking if the connections, if the starting point is there, I kind of want it to be a little wider here, probably. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, respawn here, and then we can go this way. Okay, now last one. I mean, this one's actually going to be relatively quickly. I might finish this way before the end of the stream. At this rate, he says, knowing that he's probably just jinxed it. Hmm? Yeah. I need to put the black plane below that. That's looking pretty good. Looking good, looking good. Hey Dale, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Have you ever made it so player start is spawned in with PCG? No, I haven't had a reason to, ever. But if you want, yeah, you can go ahead and do that. I assume. Spawn actor. Player start. Done. I don't see why not. I've never needed to. But he certainly can. So this one, oh, let's make this unlit text. And then, I mean, we could try like red, but even that's gonna be hard to read. We try yellow. Yellow actually looks pretty good, or like an orangish color.
Ads
It actually doesn't look bad.
pausing for ads.
There you go. Been using my videos and been writing on a graph generated dungeon. So it used to spawn in at the start. Yeah, just have use the spawn actor player spawn and then you can use a post function when the generation finishes. It can run that. So when you're done like spawning all the things, you can run the function to let you know, hey, it's finished generating, and then you can be like, okay, now spawn the player and possess the player. But really, what you can do is just not use player start, because that used to be in the world right away. Because even a spectator account gets spawned in. Just spawn the player and just possess them on dungeon completion. I don't think you need the player start, but if you need to, like for respawning purposes, then yeah, that's the way to do it. Or a way to do it. Okay, we got that. Let's put some rocks in. Just a few rocks. It's a lot of rocks. Love how it just randomizes either way too many or barely anything. Okay, let's do another seed. Honestly, that's not bad. And I can break, how's this rock though? Actually on the ground? It's kind of on the ground. And then we can break the wall there. Let's take a look. Can we break the wall there and make it look good? Not bad. Yeah, okay. But get behind that. Get behind that. Do one of those. So just this side is just very broken. Hey, Skronak, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Did you move the copy and the original? What? I don't follow. I mean, the original here? No. That's still there. If that's what you're talking about. There, yeah, something like that. I don't like how close it is, though. Maybe we'll do, like, on this corner. Yeah, that's better. Oh, there are two here. Yeah. There are two because one of them is for the one that goes all the way through, and one of them is just the first layer, basically. Although this one doesn't seem like to be doing much. I don't think this is doing much. Like, drop this back down. Yeah, one of them is just the first layer, and one of them is going down both layers. And depending on how you position it, you effectively have some that get rid of the top and some that make the full hole, which gives a nice variation here. So it's not just fully gone or fully not, it just, let's see. A bit of, yeah. That's why we have two. Actually, I like that one. Where it was, so we'll put it back like this. Excellent. Yeah. Yeah, I could do it a little easier if I didn't use such big ones, but it's fine. It's fine. It gets us what we want. And then we got a tree. And then we got another tree. And then we get another tree. And another tree. And make this brace pretty. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. I get behind that. I think the rocks are fine. They're not in the way. I like that there's quite a few of them. They have no collisions. Do I want to enable collisions for them? I probably should, because it doesn't make sense for navigation to not be affected by them. So let's go ahead and modify the collisions for these. I'm gonna do block hull dynamic. Is that the first time I've ever walked into those rocks, actually? Because I've used them for a bit now. There we go. I can go up a little bit on some of them, depending on their angle, which is fine. Yeah. Is the depth of field too much? I think it might be a little bit much. We'll need to play around with it, I think. Okay. Let's first, though, let's drop this. Right. Basically make it align with the floor. Then modify the bounding box of this. It was 350 if I recall. And then we'll grab this thing. That line up? Yep, lines up. Okay, so now come here. When we're in range, it turns on. The range of both that E and the portal is the same. Is a square, so technically this is be further away here than here to press it, but that's fine. Cannot jump into the portals. I don't know why the boss card shop portal is a fiery death. Don't question it. And why the progression shop is this heaven. Effectively, let's actually rotate this. Because we can just rotate this. So they actually faces the correct way. Alright, because that's a campfire. This one doesn't need rotation, because this is just a whirlpool, effectively. Well, I think these look nice. Okay, let's go ahead and throw some rocks up on the other platform now. Where do I want them? Probably over here on the left side. That's actually not terrible. There's a lot of them, yes. But I can get rid of these two. Okay. Get rid of those. I can really keep the rest, and then I can destroy the walls here. And here, where the rocks are, right, with this same method. Hey, guys, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Do you want to see the hub? Because you haven't been here much. Want to see how the hub's going? %? I mean, that's I guess not much. Okay. 100%. Okay, well. This is the new hub from above. Let me go and play. So this is where you spawn. So we just did the area to the left, but down this way is the actual dungeon portal. Down here is the starting weapons. You can select those. Over here are the meta pickups. Your keyboard's dying? Go charge it. Plug it in. We got the active items here, so it's all the active items, anything that has to do with the dungeons kind of on this island. Then going along, we have a little extra islands over here. And then we have the progression shop in this island. And then we just set up the connection to through this way into the boss card shop here. Hey Leah, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Are you doing something incorrectly? Consulted with some people on Real Source. They gave you some advice on what to do. It's looking fucking great. Hell yeah. Oh, thank you. This is actually the first the first environment that I've actually liked that I've made for the game. Boss card shop needs some spikes. I don't know. I don't really have spikes. It does have a lot of destruction around it. Does that count? And that's a lot of just broken pieces and stuff. You need a warning sign there, where there isn't a wall by the rocks. If not, someone will fall out, break their leg, and sue whoever's in charge of the place. I mean, they won't sue anybody because this is a floating island. So they'll just fall out and die. So there's no suing for that. And if anyone comes to you and says sue, like, hey, someone flew, fell off, it's like, where's the proof? That person should come in and, say their piece, but, they're obviously not going to because they're dead. There you go. There needs to be a insurance doesn't cover sky dragons. Yeah, there you go. Either way, there is an invisible force field that is stopping you from falling off. So, even though we don't technically have a need for that, but if someone does decide like, oh, let me jump off, there is an invisible force field to stop you. You'll get really close, but you'll never quite get there. Like the depth of field, me too. I'm questioning if it's a little bit too strong. Like when viewing from like over here, I like that, but I think this might be a little strong. I might increase the in focus depth of field. Actually, that might fix the. Think it's all right. Let me try increasing it just slightly. So right now the focal distance is 2,000. I'm gonna make it like 2,500. So not that much more. All right. That is still blurry. I guess, this is still blurry, which is because it's close to camera. Yeah, I guess it's not that much different. Sure, I'll put it back to where it was, honestly. Are you gonna have an in-game zoom? No. Maybe it's the fall off? Could be. Could be. We need to put in the cliffs for these. Oh yeah, Leah, so you were saying maybe you're doing something wrong and then you asked for advice on what to do in the Unreal Source, but you never elaborated on that. What were you getting consultation on, and why do you feel like you might be doing something wrong? Now, in one of the recent videos, you outlined that you definitely don't do everything with BCG, which is fair because you'll never quite get the uniqueness of the level right. You tend to have a flow that goes from extra large details down to tiny. Do you have a rule of thumb that tells you when should be different graph or even shouldn't be PCG? So it entirely depends on workflow. So, right, for example, I did my recent video was basically on this tool. Right, the ground is one graph. The cliffs that I'm going to be putting in are another graph. Like these cliffs, right, are another graph. The randomness of the trees are another graph. Because the way I'm thinking about it is the rocks are another graph. Is I'm going to want to have different shapes of landscape. So I don't want to automate that. I want to draw my own spline. Okay. If I want to draw my own spline, I might want to place something in specific locations. I don't want to have it auto place those things for me because I want to control things in an art, an art directed basically. And then if I'm placing things like, for example, the portal here, then I need to be able to change the material in that area, which means I'm not going to want to spawn rocks in that area. And yes, I could just cut out the rocks there, but what if I just don't want rocks on this platform at all? right? So now I want the rocks as a separate spawn, because that's how I'd want to work, and I want to be able to place the trees also, speaking of, where I need them, and be able to control where each one is placed. So there's a different way of doing this also. I could have done a volume and just put targets, and then this would be a little more, it would be more efficient then as well, but it's like, that's whatever at that point. But, right, you just, it's not a matter of like big versus small. It's more of workflow, right? Do I want to take the time to do something more manually versus not? I want to take the time and place these trees where I want these trees. I don't want to have these trees automatically placed. Like right now, I'm placing them near the edge. But for example, right, this one just randomized to a really big one. Maybe I want it to be smaller, right? And once I actually play, maybe I'll realize, you know what? I don't want that tree there at all. And I want, you know, something else. But let's take a look. Yeah, see, this tree kind of blocks a lot of this path here. And it blocks kind of this nice area. So, you know what? I don't want that tree there. Right? So now I know, don't put a tree there. Maybe we could try putting a tree here. All right, it's basically, how do you want to control your setup? And a lot of times you don't want it to look procedurally generated. You want it to look like it is intentionally placed to tell a story. An environment should tell a story. And if you can do that procedurally, cool. But if you want to like control that, then you want to have maybe split it out more, make smaller tools, things of that nature. Basically, the current system, when it equips the gear, it correctly applies the attributes to the character. However, when unequipping, it doesn't remove the attributes from the character. Okay, so the way I do it, Leo, I don't know how yours is, okay? Is, and this is how I did it also on my test game before, when I actually had an actual inventory system with equipping and unequipping, is each piece of gear had a struct that had the information of that piece. So when I moved it to a new slot, that struct with all the information about that item, right, got moved to another place. So basically, when it got moved to the equipment, I read the information about it and I added that information. And when you remove it, you just subtract that information from that gear piece because you have that information. And that's it. You have that in place, then you already have the information, you subtract it. The same way you added it, subtract it. You have to make the tools and toolbox that helps you make the level and have the style you want. Yes, exactly. It's just not being removed from gas, the way gas works. Oh, so you're saying gas is the problem. Okay. Okay. So let me get this. Hold on. Just quickly. Yeah, this is the best I got. Short notice. Let me just. Oh, this is within a blueprint, so it's fine. I mean, you're having problems, so is it fine? No, but I mean, like, right, that's the logic, right? Is if you have the information, then you should be able to subtract it when you unequip it. So how you do that with gas, I couldn't So good luck, but that's all you do. Is you have the information, you just subtract it. I want this one gone as well. Where'd it go? Where'd the rock go? Is it here? Oh, it's just on top. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Tis but a scratch. I've never actually seen those movies. I've seen so many clips of those movies, but I don't think I've ever actually seen the entire thing. I don't know if it was movies or a movie, but I've seen lots of clips, and they're all hilarious. Basically what happens is when the effect is applied to the ability system component, it basically applies it to the relevant attributes and returns a spec handle, which is like a pointer to the gameplay effect that triggered it in the first place. Uh-huh. Well, hold on. Is it automatically applying all those stats? Could it not automatically also remove all those stats? There has to be a way of doing it. It's worth a watch. Yeah, I imagine. It's one of the few, like those old movies that I've seen, or want to see, rather. One movie that I have seen that I highly recommend is History of the World Part 1. Where is it? Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1. It is... Oh, is it available? Hold on, is it on Prime Video? Oh, so to rent. No thanks. See, no movie is ever available for Amazon Prime. Dear God.
Stop lying and don't like movies.
True. They don't make good movies these days. That's the only reason. Clearly, that's the only reason. Not for any other reason. But yeah, History of the World Part 1 is great. Is there a clip of on YouTube that I could show? History of the World 1. Moses. It's not all like just clips, but here. Here, I'll play this for you. The Old Testament.
Moses went to the mountain, and God spoke unto him.
Moses, this is the Lord thy God, commanding you to obey my law. Do you hear me?
Yes, I hear you, I hear you. A deaf man could hear you.
What?
Nothing, Gonish, forget it. Oh, Lord, why have you chosen me? What would you have me do for you?
I shall give you my laws, and you shall take them unto the people.
I love this movie.
Yes, Lord!
It's been so long since I've seen it. And you'll understand why in just a moment.
Lord, I shall give these laws unto thy people. Hear me! Oh, hear me! All pay heed! The Lord Jehovah, has given unto you these 15... Wait. 10 commandments for all to obey.
Pausing for ads.
And that's why there's 10 commandments. The guy actually dropped the other 5. There were supposed to be 15. But the entire history of the world, part 1, is like that. Wrong, he didn't have the stick. I think something meant the stick. So God gave him. There's another one. Hold on. They're not all no, this is just there's a, is it this one? Yeah, this one. I'll show another one after the ads. It's great. Just another one with Moses. There were basically a lot of like short clips going through a lot of history points, and then they have like a longer section. But it's all like that kind of old school humor. It's great. Here, one more. It's a good clip.
What are we gonna do? We're trapped! Hey, who's that?
So this is
Look what he's done! Oh my
So he's
God!
splitting the sea. Right? That's the whole thing. Moses split the sea.
Wonderful man.
Let's go, America!
Right? So the horse can go through. Now, why did Moses split the sea? Well, it's simple. He split the sea because he was getting robbed. So he had to put his hands up in the air and, yeah.
You son of a bitch, you bastard! An old man, they don't let you live, they don't let you breathe! Chalezo, te chapna,
My kind of humor. Oh, no, I didn't see it. Mickey, and you Spaceballs? Sure that you didn't see the first, or maybe even the stuff it's based on? No, I haven't. You're right, I haven't. But that movie I saw when I was a kid because my dad showed it to me. Because he had it, yeah, he had it like early on. I don't know where he got it, but I mean the movie's very old now, decades old, but would still recommend watching if you want a good laugh. If those two clips seem like your kind of humor, there's a lot of all sorts of humor there. Mel Brooks stuff is just great, I think. So he let you see some good ones too? When my parents got divorced, my dad would take me out once a week after school, and we go watch movies. Like so, like through middle school, that was pretty much what we did. Just having like all through middle school. So I watched like a bunch of movies during like a very small sliver of time, and that one was before then, or maybe it was during that. But that one wasn't from a movie theater because at that point it was already old. And yeah, so there's a period of time when I did watch a bunch of stuff. So that's a thing. It can happen. No, I don't. I want free draw. Boink. What? Oh my god, I drew the wrong thing. Not rocks, cliffs. Get... I meant to draw cliffs. What else? What other movies did I watch as when I was younger that were good? I loved Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's movies I really enjoyed. The Longest Yard, Happy Gilmore. Trying to think which ones I like would rewatch. Billy Madison? Is that the one? That's not. Little Nicky. I think that's the one. Little Nicky. So I like all his like old stuff. I haven't seen any of his new stuff, to be fair. I don't know how it is. Mel made a Western that was well liked also, but you want to see the new Spaceballs? But mostly because they don't make good comedies anymore because they try to make them 5 genres. Yeah. I say yeah like I've seen and know the reference. Hey, Pseudo Kid, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. All right, good to hear. All right isn't bad, which is good. Your girlfriend washed your hair and it's fucking amazing? Which part of it? Which part of that? Having the girlfriend part? Your girlfriend washing your hair part? Or I guess all of the above. I'm just having washed hair. Wait, could you not wash your own head? Oh, you can't wash it yourself right now. Okay. You don't want to pull the staples out, but you trust your girlfriend not to? I mean, hey. If she's more delicate, then yeah. Whatever works. She can see though. Ah, that's how. Okay, that. Now that you've explained it, that makes a lot of sense. Now I fully understand. Are you bald then? Do they shave your head fully or are you like a patch? I guess a patch would look worse. I imagine they have to shave you fully. Oh, they shaved a line. Okay. I was like, it's one of the two. A really small line you can't even tell? Oh, wow. So you're saying they did a really good job then. Nice. I was like, they're for sure gonna need to like shave probably a good section of it, like a good like cubic inch or some weird thing that you're like, might as well shave the entire thing at that point. For the guy struggling with gas, if you're allowed, you have a course recommendation you can share, but it's another YouTuber. I mean, yeah, feel free to share, just send, you know, you can link the name. Links, just, I'm saying that because links don't work. So, yeah, feel free to throw a name out there. Or the name of the video. You were ready to have them shave everything? Well, that's what I was like assuming. I was like, hold on. If you have stitches in your head, which makes sense, then they need to be able to see. Do you know how long the stitches last? Like, how long before you can, like, go stitchless? I guess. That's that you would say it's stitchless? I don't know. Build out next week? Oh, super fast. Oh, Ollie, yeah, Ollie. Wait, Ollie's doing gas as well? Yeah, this guy's awesome. Oh yeah, Master in Gas. Yeah, he is how I got started with my AI for my characters. Originally, how I learned it. What's he been working on? Bow and arrow, I remember that. Interaction system. I mean, that just make a blueprint interface. More or less. Oh, he's going as far as like full keybinds and all that. Hold. Okay, so yeah, he's going like really in depth. That's why so many videos. Gravity gun. Ooh. Reaction system and then gameplay ability system. Should you use the gameplay ability system? You already subbed to you on YouTube on him? Yeah, I'm not subbed just because it's content that I'm not interested in at the current moment. That's the problem with like having too varied of content, right? Is, for example, AI, right? 40, 30,000 like views, like some 80,000, 70,000, right? Lots of views on AI because a lot of people are interested in it. Then you go to like bow and it's like 15, 19, like still good, but like, right, there's a difference. 55 in that one. And then you look at gas, 4.5, 4.6. That's the rough thing of varied content. But no, gas is very popular. It's just very difficult. It requires programming, which then becomes less popular compared to like the majority of people. It is to a C++ for me as well. So right, that's the problem. So that's why it's less. But what you could always do is specialize like what I did, and then you will not even get this amount of views. Right? Instead, what you can do is just specialize in just PCG, and then realize that, hey, PCG is not really working, and really, your freaking devlogs are getting double the views of a PCG video. It's double. It's more than double now. It was like a 2 point something last I checked. I'm the PCG master. I don't know about that one. my last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My last 8 PCG videos have done worse than my last 2 devlogs. It's funny, and I cry on the inside. Started looking at HLSL. Nice. How's it? By the way, you want to know why I don't use HLSL primarily for like BCG and stuff? It's because where's the documentation telling me how to add input pins and all that kind of stuff? Right? And then what the hell is what is this? I don't understand. Why do I have a place? Why are there 3 sections? I need this explained to me like I'm 5. Right? How do I don't know what to like, I get it. I've made a tutorial on using like ChatGPT with HLSL, but I don't get it. Because I don't know how to add a input and then an output and then have it do things. So I'm dumb. What I'm saying is I'm dumb. HLSL for shaders. Can you make a blur node with HLSL? I want a blur in shaders, in materials, where I can put in not a texture, I can put in anything, whether it's data or anything else, and it will blur it. That's all I've wanted for I don't know how many years. Probably since I started using Unreal Engine 3 or UDK. I've wanted a blur node. Game Dev Kev made a blur shader? Hold on. Quick detour. Oh yeah, you would need to use HLSL. Hide UI during cutscenes, ghost replay, blur. Custom depth of field. Dude, no one's made a freaking blur. That's what I'm saying. Blur is one of those things that there are some, I've seen some tutorials on blur, but they always take a texture input. And I don't need a texture input. I want any input. Right? Like, for example, I'll just throw like a super basic example here. If I was to do a linear gradient and then step, right? Let's just say I have this, right? This was created through data, through just nose. There's no texture. Now I want to blur this line. I want to blur this. I want to have a nice little fade in between. Right? Something like that. What do I plug this into to get blur? No, it has to be a material. No, I want this on this material. I just want blur right here. It has to be a material thing. It's not a post-process. It's not that simple. It's not that simple, Leo. Trust me. So, like, I want, yeah. So, yeah. And when you blur it, theoretically this part should blur in here, and right, and this white should blur into the dark, right? Because it's a tiling thing. Technically, you could offset it. So what happens when you offset it? It should still be. I mean, even if that's not the case, even if it just blurs it as the final result and it doesn't tile that version, at least something. But yeah, the point is, I want blur of the data variety, not just of the texture variety. Because texture variety, you can just use bitmaps. Hey, you're good, Sido. I saw you said you'll look it up tomorrow. I have zero hope. Not because of your lack of knowledge, but I think it might be impossible because no one to this day has made one that I've found. And I have struggled to believe that all this time, no one has ever made one. That you can't just find online. Like, if you make one, you just sell it. Sell it for thousands of dollars. There we go. Yeah. So now we have the cliffs. I wonder if I should make make more variation on the cliff length. Let's play around with that a little. Is that better? I feel like it's too long. Yes, I am thinking of a Gaussian blur, basically. Yes, I want a Gaussian blur. Please and thank you. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Yeah, if you figure out a way of doing a Gaussian blur on a non-texture, like the same kind of thing that I showed, just using nodes. My God. So many people would be interested, not just me. Math material guru? You have me intrigued. You do have me intrigued. I have an idea of who you could be referring to. I don't remember the channel name though. Because the math material guru that I am thinking of has done videos on like Acerola? Is that a person on YouTube? It sounds like a software. A YouTube creator. Okay. I wasn't sure. Graphics programming. Ooh, fancy. Unity based? Aw. That's not gonna work. You can find real quick the person I'm thinking of. Oh, I'm thinking of Alex. Just Alex. Oh, I guess Tech Art Alex. This guy's crazy. This guy's... He doesn't post. I guess he hasn't posted in 10 months. But this guy is like... He's smart. Visual Tech Art is a channel. He doesn't have anything for Blur. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, he has like all sorts of stuff. Just Alex or Tech Art Alex. But I guess he hasn't posted anything in 10 months. It's like his stuff is super good. 2,000, 3,000, right? Is basically where he was at for views, which is sad because his stuff is genuinely really, really, really good. Like the stuff he covers, like you gotta know. Like you gotta know. You can't just like bullshit through it. Yeah, there's a whole thing making procedural grass using Bezier curves and the whole like landscape. That's probably what you're referring to, Leo. Yeah, really good stuff. Yeah. Here, I'll link his stuff. His stuff's great. Clearly doesn't post anymore, but what he did, good stuff. Are we good? Do we have a full working? Do we have a full working setup? I think our hub might actually be done. Yes, radial blur is different than Gaussian blur. Yes. It doesn't have to be literally Gaussian blur, right? But it has to be a uniform blur. Radial blur, right, is radial. 801 radial, typically. See, Gaussian blur, I imagined for just data is hard to do. Have I looked at Ben Cloward's blur tutorial? Don't remember. Ben Cloward is great. Three years ago. Hey, I'm gonna show you. See, this takes texture samples, right? So we can't use this. This method doesn't work because this requires a texture, right? Again, blurring a texture is easier than just blurring data, like I showed. Which is the problem. So I'm not saying that this is not impressive. This is very... His stuff is insane also.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
But... I mean, I could be wrong. Let me go back. I think screen resolution. See, it can't be screen space. It's not a screen resolution thing. It used to actually blur the texture. It used to basically be like Substance Designer, right? Is what I'm looking for. But so I can just blur it and then go from there. Continue on. So it has to be like a HLSL node or something. But my god, this thing is, yeah, complicated as hell. But in the end, I don't know, maybe it does need it, but it's screen warping. Screen warping is not a blur. We'll see. Let's see. It's one of those things. If someone made Gaussian blur, basically, as a node, good stuff. But I understand why it's not made that way. Why it has not been made, rather. Okay, well, if we're happy with this. All good, Soda Kid. Thanks, stopping by. Hope you have a lovely rest of your night. Get some sleep, get some rest. I think I'm gonna just change the text on this as our final thing. But otherwise, I think we're good. I'm glad I decided not to do just a simple staircase. The little extra islands here really help. I think the longer rocks also help. Okay. Let's just change the color of this. Yellow? It's more of an orange. Why does it look so yellow? I clearly have, like, right? That's clearly a little bit different. It's definitely more green. See, I feel like this is like what should be here, and that's what should be here. I feel like it's the whole color wheel just a little bit off. Cares? It's fine. Is there a way to have? I want to outline. I think I'm gonna get that though. It's just, I feel like it's hard to read it still. And just yellow. Yeah, that's readable. That's readable. Good. Okay. Hub is officially done. Huzzah. I'm actually kind of happy for it. With it, rather. So, if the hub is done, I want to fix my freaking, or when I say fix, I want to rework my dash. Because I've had so many issues with it. One, I don't like the fact that when I dash, I end up in the air with this version. Going down is working fine. Going up, I have issues with. So I want to rework it. So let's rework it. Unless someone has an objection. Okay, so we have the dash timing. All this is doing is just setting the play rate of the timeline. And then I'm just passing this information through. Why am I passing this information through? Great question. I thought it would be cleaner that way. That's the only reason. That's the only reason, because I'm already passing in self. I don't even need to pass in self. I could just have the, I don't know. Easier for me to just have it all in one, I guess. But the logic is, right, is from here. So the dash is, in my case, just a quick dash. Crazy, I know. Very complicated. Very complicated. It's based on the animation being super quick, so that's why it's like that. And then this is what we need to change. So this dash line trace move trace forward by 50 units and calculate it. So I think the problem is I don't know. I need to figure out where my character would be on a flat ground the next frame and check where that is supposed to be. Because it's checking 50 in front, but if I don't know what distance he's moving is the thing. Is there a way to tell how far he's gone every frame? And then I do set actor location. And then I also have it where if you dash off of I had it where if you dashed off a cliff, right, you would just go straight across. You would not fall to whatever the lowest point is. So I think we need to just change this. So what I throw into this information is the dash start location, the forward vector, the timeline track, which is effectively 0 to 1 of the entire thing, the distance I need to travel, myself, and the last height position, which is saved here. So basically, the logic is if there's like a staircase and then a cliff, right, and there's a cliff edge, you can dash up and over, but if you got to the edge of the cliff and you continue to dash, you would dash straight. So it would not put you back down at the beginning location, right? It would keep your location at where you are. Logical. So I might need to change this line trace location. Maybe that's the problem. You could just you could disable gravity before the dash, then at the end of the dash re-enable it. There's no point because I am doing set actual location. So the way I'm doing the dash is using set actual location. So I'm setting the Z axis. So gravity is irrelevant. Unless there's a better way of doing dashes instead of this. What are people doing? How are people doing dashes? Yeah, root motion, right, takes care of a lot of stuff. You have to use the same logic for dodge rolls? I imagine so. Set velocity. So this one's done through just velocity. That's interesting. Huh. I didn't think about that. Oh, I'm doing set I was doing set actual location. That's what I said. Set actual location. I made this myself, Leo, without tutorials. And I did this during the game jam. Over a year ago. Would that always teleport? No, because it's on a timeline. Wait, works just fine. It's fine. Let's just make it here. Velocity doesn't guarantee fixed distance or physics bounce. Yeah, that's where we're gonna see what's gonna happen. So we're gonna test this. We're gonna test this. Forward vector here. Distance here. An update here. And then I would need to change this to end at 0.38. Or I do this. Nope. Okay. Barely moves. Okay, barely moves. Great start. Yeah, I have the forward vector, but the forward vector is probably needs to be normalized. I'm guessing it's not normalized in my case. So it's probably facing a little bit downwards. You see that barely moves. What is the dash distance? Uh, 750. So the velocity method for me doesn't work. So you said bruh, but right, it. Move distance times. Wait. Oh. Yeah, I'm not even using the timeline. Okay. Because I was looking at the previous, the unfinished version. That needs to go here. That goes in there. Let's try this again. No, that's even worse. It might be too low. I mean, that's the distance I want to move. But that's not 750 units. Right? Right, that's the 500, and his character is moving 500. So let's try. Just in case there's some issues with my forward vector. So really, the problem is really the dash distance. Let's just try 100x this distance. Okay. Okay. So it works. Okay, let's try 10x the distance. So maybe we could theoretically use that here. This needs to go back in here. Do I need this? Let's try that. Okay. Okay, that seems about right, actually. How is it with stairs, though? It works. Oh, okay. So 10x seems like it's working. What happened to my effect, though? Where's my where is my where's my effect? What happened to my hold on, let me go to the test level real quick. In case it's just being hidden away. Yeah, what? Why is the effect there? What? What? That's a great question. No. It doesn't know anything about... The location is my location. Oh, it's still using the dash line trace. Oh no, this. Oh, right. That's what you mean. No. So that got it. Nope. Aha! Yeah, 10,000. That's the one. Okay. Okay. This could go away. I think the reason is I think I had to check the size of the effect, and the effect has a weird size, so I need to compare it to how far I dash and scale it based on that. Yeah. So if I want to dash further, just for shits and giggles, for test, if I change this to 10x. You mean for shiggles? Yes, for shiggles. Okay. Let's just check this. Okay. We go with this version, which is better. In that case, let's go ahead and we don't need this. We just need this. You can dash over collision? No. No. I could dash over collision when the angle, if the height was low enough before. I can't do it here, but I could do it at a lower level, yes. Here I could. Here I could. Here I already can't. So. At such a low height, it's fine. We'll test it in the other ones, but there's blocking volumes and stuff. So I shouldn't be able to do it. Let's go ahead and copy all of this into here. So get component by class. Here's our movement component. Dash distance is the top. And the timeline is the bottom. I guess it doesn't matter. So we'll just do the same way it is here. And that's all. And then I just need the forward vector that we're reusing. See how you dash up the ramp? If you were, if it were stairs, you would be able to dash up the stairs and over collision. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Like, I could theoretically, if this was a wall, I could jump over it. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. We'll probably need to do a line trace for that. Maybe use a duration that clams the velocity at the end. Or I just be conscious of where I put my stairs and stuff to not be able to get off like that. Like get off the map like that. Nope. I meant to first delete this. Don't need you. Don't need you. You. Oh, super tall collision markers. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, let's start with this. Are we still good? Okay, right. You also use the dash, so you're going to be complaining. Where is it? I don't actually need this last high position anymore. Because I don't need it here. Permadeath for anyone that uses it to cheat. You use dash, murdered. Game over. Okay. If I made this like shorter. What I can do is do a line trace down and And if I am a certain distance off of the ground, the verticality of my velocity will be zeroed. So it'll be flat. So it'll be like that. Theoretically, then I wouldn't be able to jump over this. I guess I can't jump over it now. You guys get what I mean. So I could do that. I'll be right back while ads are going real quick. Add a downward velocity in tandem to the forward. If I do that, I will slow down because the forward velocity, right? I will go not as far forward, effectively. Dashing down, dashing down would be affected. Let's do a little test. Is moving on ground. It's so fast that I think I'm still moving on ground while I'm going up this, and I'm moving on ground while I'm going down this. So I don't need to do a line trace. I gotta check if I'm moving on the ground. And if I'm not, I can put myself on the ground if it's a certain distance. So what we can do is, right, because in this scenario, if I was to do turn off the snapping real quick. If I had something like this, I would actually not follow this horizontal block. I would fly off of it. So what I want is to go up and over. So what we can do is target movement component is moving on ground. Let me do a select here. If it's true, then we go as before. If it's false, then no, I don't need to. I don't want to mess with the velocity center there. the velocity would still be angled, right? So yeah, I think we do want to do what I just did. Can I not? How do I have nothing to redo? What, did I press something? Right, we do this. If it's if removing the grid's true, otherwise we do a normalize vector. So we kill the upward trajectory if there is one. And then what we do is say, hey, if you're moving, if you're not moving on the ground, line trace for objects. We'll start at get target. Not that target, get the input variable. Thank you. Get actor location. And we'll say the projection will be 500 down? We'll see how 500 down feels. Because how far do I want to, like, basically have the character go snap back down for? Probably too much there, but we'll see. For world static, if it hits something, then get actor location, set actor location, so I'm not gonna move on the X and Y. I'm only gonna do the Z here. Let's see how this works. I ran across the level there, right? Why did I stop here one time and stop there another time? That seem right? Okay, no, I'm stopping at the end of the stairs for some reason. Almost. Now I went it all the way up. Okay, what's going on? Oh, because it's the impact point, which is the ground, what we want to do is get the half height of the capsule and add that. Otherwise, we're trying to basically force him into the ground. Yeah, 500 is too far because I snapped way too far to the ground. Let's do like 200. I feel like... Why do I go so far when it's not from the bottom? I go all the way there. Something is off. It's really interesting to watch how different people solve the same problem. Yeah. Why do I stop there? Does that look good? That seems good. Like, the effect, I think, is still going up. But I think I am staying flat with it. Like, that seems like it's working to me. I think that's it. Yeah, the normalize here was a bad choice. Basically. I shouldn't have normalized it. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, so basically, if he's not moving on the ground, project down 200 units only, and then snap him to the ground. So 200 units would be equivalent to that. So as long as he's not more than this distance off of the ground, he will snap to it. That might be a little too much, still. What if we did that? That might be better. 150. Still flew off. Oh. Kind of working? It doesn't seem like it's snapping to it. All right, how's yours? How are you doing, Blue Seeker? Welcome in. Welcome, welcome. My night's gone all right. There you go. I mean, honestly, that's fine. It seems like it's fine. So... You're learning smart objects? Do I use it? What are smart objects? Maybe? Probably not. I'm not very smart, so I'm probably not using any smart objects. What are smart objects? There's so many times where I'm like, I don't know what it's called, and I use it. That's happened so often. I don't know if you guys are the same. Like, I still remember names of things. It's for AI, for a reservation-like system for locations. No, I don't have anything like that. Right, like, for example, on a cube, I know this auto-convex collision, but it has a different name. It's called, where I am, it's called convex decomposition. Why is it convex decomposition here? And I just know it's basic auto collision. I forget convex. But it's actually convex decomposition. So someone at one point was like, hey, what about using decomposition? Or they were talking about this, basically. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But I know, I've used it all the time. I just don't know the name. Think of a bus. AI get on a bus and they find a free seat. AI leave, create a new space to reserve her. Yeah. I don't think AI specifically for that, but yeah. You're talking about just having enemies that not attack you and using attack tokens, things of that nature, right? It's effectively a token. I don't know about an object part of it. I did use them at the start, but then I ended up removing it because I felt like for my game, I want enemies just attack me when they can, and I just control how often they attack and how many there are to deal with stuff like that. So I started with it because I followed Ollie's AI guide. He had it set up, so I followed it. And then I end up killing it. Sometime later. Let's try out our new dash in our new hub. Why was I in the air just then? I also didn't dash up the stairs. Why? What? Is the gravity thing? What gravity thing? I'm not changing gravity. Why am I not going down anymore on this version? Why? Okay, let's copy this. Paste it in here. Now we have the exact setup. Okay. So what's the problem, Dale? What was this gravity about? Why am I flying off here, but I wasn't flying off here? Well, no, I was still slightly up in the air here. Let me increase my snapping. Back to where it was. That's still a problem. Okay, down is fixed now. I just changed the snapping to... Oh, now this is fine. But I guess this is slightly angled higher. Is that the problem? Right, up here works. Let's try down real quick. I'll try down from this one. Okay, down works. All I did is my little line trace now goes 250 down, which just seems fine. But why do we have an issue with going up? It's probably to do with the fact that we're just... The velocity is the problem, probably. Okay. So this is why I was doing the actor thing before. But how am I in the... How the hell did that happen? How am I in the ground? Or in the stairs? Is my thing's fire state tree? No. What? How? How the hell? You know what? Trace complex, please. Houston, we have a problem. Up is free, going down costs $10. Going up isn't free either. You lose. You basically can't go up very high. You can go up high here, which is fine. You know what we could try doing? Hold on. I know what we could try doing. Let me look at the collisions for these. Okay. Let's change the collisions for these. Or rather... I need to change the scale. It's a 5. Okay. Let's turn this off. Okay, let's go with this. Okay. It'll go forward a little, which should be fine. Because that will help with the other stair. If anything, maybe I just need to have it go like all the way to the ground. You demand realism? Okay. I got you. I got you in a second. Okay. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I got you. I got you. Okay. There you go. There's my stairs. Look realistic enough for you? Looks wonderful. Great. Okay, there we go. Hey, problem solved. The problem was the collisions all along. That still was a problem. Gravity seemed to cause the problems with the velocity on inclined. It's currently downward force, and you have the same issues you raised earlier with that. The down is now working fine, right? Down seems fine with my setup, but up, I feel like up is not. Up is working fine, actually. Up is kind of working. Up is kind of working. That seems okay. Now, see, up again. I should not have ended there. I should have went off the entire thing. Right, because from up above going down. Okay, well, I need to actually click the direction. Right, I end up here. So I should be able to theoretically make it up higher than this when I'm, especially when I'm close near the stairs. It is friction. I'm pretty sure it is friction. It's friction because I'm pushing basically this way, and right, the stairs are angled, so I'm kind of forcing my way like diagonally. So that's why, versus going down, I don't have that issue. I don't know how I would go around. You actually have two different collisions, one for running and one for walking. Disabling one based on movement speed. Really? I mean, I don't really need to disable one. Versus another? Well, that's... I didn't know you can do that. The problem is we cannot really disable friction. We can just set braking friction. I need to tell what is the default braking friction. Two. Okay, that's still fine. Flat area. Hey, Arita, welcome in. The RET Juventin. Welcome in. Is that how you separate it? No one puts capitals in their names.
Pausing for ads.
How's it going? Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. I think it's Ari T. Juvenile, or it's wrong. How about some years ago? I didn't know that was a thing, Leo. Nope, still a problem though. Going up. Down is still fine, so it's not breaking friction at least. We'll try another friction after the ads. It's a special name. That's okay. We all have our special names. I was trying to think of a cool name to say and I couldn't. I couldn't think of a single name that should go by like, I am called this epic cool name. And I got nothing. Just crickets. And now the moment has passed. Was to fix the bumpy effect of going up and down stairs at high speeds, running versus walking. Oh, like if you want to have the character step in the right place, and so it's more important for walking, but in running you can't really see it, so the foot placement's not as important, so that's why you do the diagonal. Is that kind of the idea? I was amazed how many different ways to implement solutions on Unreal. You never heard of friction? You would have tried this with dash animation? Yeah, there's a few different types of friction. For example, ground friction is the next one. So ground friction is the one I'm going to set now. Is ground friction 8 by default? It is. Look at that. See? I've used it before. This might be bad. It's still an issue? How? How does it seem like it's even worse? Okay, well, the whole friction stuff isn't helping. Okay. When you're running by default, the camera would move with every bump, so that's a jarring effect of the player versus having it flatter with running and inverse for walking. Solution, if you have slight delay or slight lag of the camera enabled, it doesn't look like this constantly. It might slightly wave, but it won't be like. So instead of collision changes, just adjust the camera to be, slightly more smooth. What I might have to do though is check a position in front of the player, and if it is higher than the current position, then move to that position so it won't be as bumpy. So if I am moving on the ground, we'll do a line trace from actor position minus 100. I don't want to go that steep, so I guess this is fine. It's minus 100. And then if it hits something, get the impact points location and then compare and the capsule half height and check if this is greater than my current height. And if it is, then do this. Magically alert from the bottom to the top somehow? If you use motion matching and like 3D and animation, yeah, you could probably do it with motion matching. Or motion warping. Splines? You need to create splines, also. That's the whole thing. It's almost right. It's almost right. Oh, wait, hold on. Where am I? Oh. I'm stupid. Get actor forward vector. Multiply it. On a single tick. $100. I could do 50. $100 is more guaranteed to be. I guess on stairs now that we have it angled, 50 should be fine. Honestly. Add. I wasn't checking in front of the character. I was checking where the character is. Because I'm smart. I feel like it's still not there. Why is it still not there? Are my stairs the same angle? Well, that was pretty good. It's really the problem. It feels like it's only... you know what it is? It might need to be further out because of how fast I go. That seems better. It's not the same. There's still a slight difference. But it seems better. So now... And if I continue moving and I don't just stop... That looks pretty good. Let's check this. And I'm on the ground, like I didn't fly off, right? Which is great. So I maintain myself on the ground going up and maintain myself on the ground going down now. With the stairs that I'm actually using and testing. So basically, I'm doing line traces, which is kind of what we had before, but just now slightly different. Also, get saved forward vector instead of this. Let me just double check this still works with this. Yep. Yep. Cool. I don't want to use actor forward vector. Use the one that I put in. Thank you. Yep. So effectively, we're checking if I'm on the ground. If I'm on the ground, that means I'm going either straight or down, in which case everything is fine, but double check that the position in front of me is not higher. If it is higher, that means we're going uphill. And if it is, we're checking if it is actually uphill by comparing my character's location to the impact point of the ground up to my character's half point, using the half height of the capsule. So that will put it at the same elevation as the character then, right? Because the character's position is not the feet, it's the middle of the capsule. And so now I can say, hey, is this new position that we just checked compared to the actual character higher? If it is, you're going uphill, in which case adjust your position, your height only, to be the height that you just checked that is higher. So it might not look exactly correct on the stairs if you were to pause for a moment, but based on how fast I dash, that's not really an issue. As you saw. And if I'm not moving on the ground, that means I'm over air, in which case check that, you know, I'm no more than a certain amount off the ground. And if I'm not over 250 units off the ground, then put me back on the ground, please. But if I'm not, then don't. And now it seems like it's working. That looks pretty good. Let's go in the hub and let's confirm. Yeah, that looks good. That looked good. Yeah, yeah. I think that looks pretty good. Go up all of these. Let's go up the other way. See, like I jump there at the end. Because it put me in a higher location and then it's fine here. No, it's fine. Why did it put me that one time at a higher location? And ended there. Of course I can't replicate it now. I love it when I can't replicate any issues. Can we pretend the issues don't exist then? Well, I can totally dash further now. Which... is that too far of a dash? If this was actual combat, I feel like this would be too far of a dash. I might need to reduce the dash a little bit. Because... well, actually, hold on. Is this the increased dash distance that I... yeah, I 10x my dash distance. That's why. On top of the 10x that we had to make it look proper. Yeah, that's not the old dish. Okay, we need to change these values then. Let's do this. Mm. Maybe a little bit further. %20 more. That seems better. Let me test it against the spider. There's a no for what you're doing called launch character. Yeah, I know about launch character, but launch character has other issues. Launch character is how you can do jumps and things of that nature. But launch character has the same problem of, well, if you launch into the ground, you end up with friction. And if you launch, right, you need to then launch, but then that's it. You've launched him, and now it has velocity in that direction. So it's the same thing as setting the velocity, effectively, but it's just over a longer distance. Okay, that seems okay. Oh, you're fine. You don't need to apologize for that. Yeah, if you combine launch character with suggest projectile velocity, and you have the suggest projectile ones, you effectively have a very easy like jump from one place to another. I think it might be a little too far now. I might go back to this without the 20% extra. Basically, what I'm judging this on, if you're curious, like how I'm deciding if it's too far or not, is if I dash, have I avoided the attack, but am I not like off the screen where I'm no longer seeing the spider? Right? I want to be like, okay, I'm dashing away, but I'm not like running away. So like this feels a little bit better. I think this is still more than I had before, but I feel like this is better. Ah. Looks good. Yay! The dash is done. Or dash is done. The dash is fixed. Let's do a force stop dash. Like clean up. You know what? Doesn't really work there. Does it? Nope. It's fine. Feel free to ignore this question. No, I will not. I refuse. How'd you become comfortable making these videos / talking to yourself on camera? By making these videos and talking to myself on camera. that is how you get comfortable, by doing it. That's it. It's like, you know, how do you get good at public speaking? By speaking in public. How do you get good at painting? By painting. It's the same thing. How do you get good at anything? Just do the thing enough, and you'll get good at it. I don't think I'm good at it. I might be good, but I'm not great at it, right? But yeah, there's no magic wand here. Just hey, if you want to get better at something, just keep doing it. Getting good at Unreal is something. I mean, look, one day I'll get good at Unreal, I'm sure. I'm sure. Until that day comes, you know, I'll struggle through and, you know, it's just take it one step at a time. For now, though, you know, I have to, you know, deal with shitty environments that I make and things of that nature. Are these nanite? They're not. Why are the leaves? Oh, do they have LODs? They do have LODs. That's why. That's why it looks like the way it does. But this has no it's not even masked, so let's do one of these. Reserve area. I mean, honestly, I should do it to all of these. I don't know why I'm doing it one at a time. There we go. And once we get to 5.7, it'll be even better. Well, I'm assuming well, actually, I don't know if it's just an automatic thing I can put on any tree. The whole voxel cutting thing release, but you know, now from a distance, right? Leaves aren't disappearing as much. I'm pretty sure LODs is still working with this though. I wish I can go back in the distance. And when I zoomed in, the LODs didn't work. So I can actually see LODs effectively at a distance. This one green tree, the poor green tree. Can I? What's the other one? That's the other one. This one's kind of nicer. So let's just. This is nicer. I killed the green tree. I'm sorry. I wanted to make it work. Yeah, it's a different PCG graph, but yes. Basically, it's just here's a stair, and then in the PCG component, I can go down here and I can specify I want it to be 4 wide and 8 tall, and now it's 8 tall, and I can change it to be 4 tall, 2 tall, right? 1 tall. If it's 1 tall, I don't get the sides for that reason. Force LED, yeah, I don't want to do it on globally though. Just for a test, that's fine. That's all it is. Nice, simple one. I'm probably going to make a tutorial on it for this Sunday. People were asking it because I showed off the tools last Sunday. And a few people have asked, like, hey, would love to see an actual tutorial. So I'll probably show a tutorial on how to do a few of these things. Yeah. Like the stair, like how I did the stairs, how I did the swapping of the cubes and the terrain. things of that nature. That's probably gonna be Sunday's video. If anyone even watches. Because apparently I'm no longer a PCG guy. I am now a game dev guy. Which I still find funny and slightly sad. We should have some kind of procedural minds themed game jam or some kind of competition or showcase we submit for. I was thinking a while back of people submitting like their demo reels and I could like give feedback. Like that was something. I don't know if there's enough people to do a game jam or something like that. The problem is if I was to do a game jam, I'd want to have it be web-based because I don't want to download random people's stuff and launch it on my computer. I'm sorry, but I don't trust just random people to do that. So it would need to be a web thing that you could play on like itch.io. But then Unreal is out of the question, which kind of defeats the whole point of me being an Unreal channel. So he doesn't trust. Yeah, I have trust issues. That's a different story. Hello, Nemesis Retro Gaming. It took me a moment to figure out how to say your name. Welcome and how's it going? Hope you're doing well. You wonder if adding some angle blocks around the portals to give a look of them having broken through the ground would be good or not? Possibly. I could also do different elevations. That's also another option. Yeah, there's a few things I can improve on this down the line. Have them submit videos maybe? Yeah, but if it's for games, I'd want to see it. I guess if it's like, I can show tools, but like, I don't know. It would be nice to do like a community event thing, but I feel like one, there needs to be something that people get out of it. Like a game jam, you get experience and stuff like that, which is nice, yes. But I feel like there needs to be something that can like be like, hey, you get, you know, a small little thing. But I don't have anything I can offer. And yeah, game jam's not really going to be an option, unfortunately. So, yeah. I don't know. If you ever think of something, I'm up for it. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. Hope you had fun. Back tomorrow. What are we doing tomorrow? Well, you know what we need to do tomorrow? The hub is finally done. The whole point of me doing the hub was to basically prototype so I can set up the maps and create the maps for all the levels inside of the dungeon that are actually going to be playing in. This was just effectively the prototype for it. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. We'll actually start doing the actual gameplay parts of it and setting up levels that we're going to be playing in and stuff. So yes, that's the plan. Like, right. That's the point. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. And I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.